Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Dev, aka the Unknown Variable here, back at you with another video. And I hate to break it to you guys, but Activision is manipulating me, you, and the entire player base. Now, of course, none of this should come as a surprise, obviously, because this is Activision, but I felt like I should share Activision's side of this story and then give you the truth, because the truth isn't exactly what Activision is telling you. Allow me to explain. So I'm going to be starting off here by reading some Charlie Intel tweets. We're bringing Shilly Intel back to the channel, everybody's favorite Call of Duty shill. And he shared a tweet here, I'm assuming from the marketing department over at Activision, regarding the player numbers in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So the tweet reads, Activision says Modern Warfare 3 has set records for the highest player engagement out of the current MW trilogy, and Modern Warfare Zombies is the most played co-op mode in Modern Warfare history. Then he shares a bunch of other bullshit that I'm sure some intern at Infinity Ward or Activision or whoever came up with. I guess I should say Sledgehammer Games. I don't know. They're all the same. This game looks the same. It looks like it was developed by IW. But anyways, not the point. The pictures here accompanied with the tweet are talking about thank you Modern Warfare 3 players for setting new Modern Warfare engagement records. And then they go on and say that this is the most played Call of Duty out of all three of them. Zombies is the most played, third mode. It beats everything. It's such a great game. With all this said, that's a pretty bold claim, right? You'd think that this would be probably the only time that they would do it because it came close to the launch period of the game, so they gotta hype everything up, make it look good for their shareholders, kind of do this like mental gymnastics manipulation tactic on you to make you think the game is thriving, so you think it's popular, and in turn it makes your brain go out and buy it. And I'm very hesitant to call Activision a bunch of liars because in this particular situation, they're talking about the amount of people that are staying playing the game are playing longer on average than previous years, not the fact that there's more players playing this game like they've gloated about in the past. And you'd think based on these claims that I've read you, that Activision and co would be doing great, that Modern Warfare 3 in fact would be a game that is only a month out from release. It's only been released for a month. It should be thriving and the player numbers should be doing great on this game, right? Well, wrong. If we look at the only measurable metric that we have on this game, because a lot of people like to say, well, we have no way of knowing the player numbers. Well, I can tell you one thing, I've referenced the Steam charts on this channel before, and I'm gonna be referencing them again, so look up on screen right now, read it and weep, Call of Duty fanboys. This is the Call of Duty HQ app. This is the number of players on average that are playing this on Steam, just through the Call of Duty app. Now, the interesting thing about the Call of Duty app now is that if you look at the picture up in the top left-hand corner of your screen, right under Call of Duty, you'll see that it says Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, and Modern Warfare 2. So these are the player numbers for not one, not two, but 3 Call of Duty titles, and one of them being a free-to-play game mode that anybody can download, and the player numbers are hidden underneath this chart. So let's take a look at the player numbers, shall we? The last 30 days. So this month would be the month that Modern Warfare 3 released. On Steam, they have an average of 93,436.2, so let's say 93,436 players on average playing this game. Now, this is an increase of 36% from September, but the interesting number here is that if you look at November 2022, which would have been last year's release, Modern Warfare 2, which was pretty much hated after it was released, the average players across that one title, not 3 of them like we see right now, that one specific title was 223,897 players. And Modern Warfare 3 just released with Activision coming out and being like, look at all these player numbers, player engagement, yeah, look at all our numbers. But in reality, the last 30-day numbers on PC, the only measurable metric that we can look at, because I don't want no one coming in here saying, well, we don't know the console numbers, shut the fuck up, okay? This is all we can see. But either way, I like the manipulation tactic that the marketing team over there at Activision decides to use, and they're very smart about it. They won't sit there and be like, this is the most played Call of Duty game from a player number standpoint, because we all know that there's some rumblings right now around the community about the fact that there's AI bots in multiplayer, but that's for another video. So they didn't just come right out and say that it was the most played game by players. They switched it around and manipulated the situation to try and make it look like it's good in their favor by saying players put the most amount of hours per player into this game. Oh, okay, I see how you did that. So you try and make it look like people are playing the game, but in reality, it's just the fucking whales that stay at this game that either give you a shitload of money, buy the game every year, see nothing wrong with it. I see them in my comment section all of the time. I didn't think it was possible for somebody to be so brain dead to defend a multi-billion-dollar company that messes with us and screws us every single year. And I know it's a bold claim to blame the player base for this specific thing, or the whales in general, channel. But don't get me wrong, guys, I always come prepared, and I have a tweet from July 19th of 2023. I actually used this in a video, and I think this tweet right here highlights Activision's manipulation tactics on the player base perfectly, because they always talk up their game making all this money, and one of the arguments I see all the time on Call of Duty channels on YouTube and shit are people saying, it makes a lot of money. You're saying it's dead, but it made a lot of money. Okay, let's look at this tweet, right? Charlie Intel tweeted this in July of 2023. Despite higher revenues for Activision in Q2 compared to Q1, Activision's monthly active player counts fell, so they lost players in Q2 to 92 million compared to 98 million in Q1. So they lost in Modern Warfare 2's life cycle from Q1 to Q2. They lost 6 million players, but made more money. And this right here is a perfect example of Activision's manipulation tactics. They claim that this is the most played Call of Duty game in history. They claim that it has the most hours played. Regardless of which game we're talking about, I just used the Modern Warfare 2 example from the actual earnings call that they had, that they showed the revenue that they made. I just used that as an example. But if you look at that across Call of Duty titles, they lose players, they make more money. So the amount of people that are leaving the game is like 6 million players. That's not no number to scoff at. Like 6 million, it's not like, oh, whatever, it's just 6 million, we have 92 more. They lost a significant chunk of players, and they made more money. So that right there proves that the Activision marketing is working. The whales that still buy this game and throw all of their money at it are the ones that are getting screwed over by Activision, and us that just want a good game will never get it, because there's people that continuously go out, purchase this game, buy every skin in the fucking battle pass. They don't care about the egregious skill-based matchmaking in this game. And that's another thing. Skill-based matchmaking exists in Call of Duty, and there's tons of patents. There's patents that adjust hit detection on the fly. There's patents that adjust match outcomes. There's patents that adjust how it determines how you get teammates. I have an entire list of patents that I could list off in the description below for you guys to look at. And it's one of those things like, okay, you're not sure if it's in the game, and I have no way of proving that it's in the game except for my own personal experience, but that doesn't hold very much merit with the people in this community. So I'm just gonna say I am not really sure about whether or not these patents are actually being implemented in the game. But one thing I can tell you, and one thing I guess I should say is more so food for thought for people watching this video, and my question to you guys is, do you really think a company like Activision would have access to patents that could modify damage values on the fly, etc., and mess with the whole thing and have this shady algorithm? Do you really think that Activision has these patents, meaning that they can use them, and they're just shelved in the corner and not being used for anything? Really? Do you really think that that's happening? We're living in a world with AI and algorithms and everything. You really think Activision has this as a patent, but they didn't put it in their game? I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know really what else to say. Modern Warfare 3 is the biggest lie I've ever seen. Do not believe the hype. People are going to tell you that this is the most played game, that this game is great, but mark my words, give this game 1 more month, 2 more months at max, and this shit is absolutely chalked. But that's just my opinion. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and turn that notification bell on so you never miss when I upload a video. And I'll catch everybody in the next one.